Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, it's about 79 degrees today, right now, or about 80. It's not too bad out here right now. Don't need the air conditioning on. But I thought I'd come on here because I kind of find it ironic, and as you can see, I am wearing one of my new shirts. Probably have to wash it just gently, in just a little bit, or a little while, perhaps. It's probably just a one-time deal, but just a good quick wash or something. But yeah, kind of ironically, and I do apologize for any wind, but I do find it kind of ironic that Equestria Daily just put it up an article, just checking something there, making sure the mic's working. But Equestria Daily just put up an article asking people what they would like to see in Season 9. I find that ironic because I recently posted this, as well as I did a video doing speculations on what Season 9 will bring. Basically, it was called Speculation on What Season 9, the last season of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, will be like. Now, basically, it's identical to my video and all that, and again, this is what I typed up. As a matter of fact, it's about three, it's about, it looks like it's about 3 pages long is what it is. So anybody that's for anybody that's always curious, does he type it up? Yes, I do. So but yeah, Equestria Daily did this, and I think, like I said, I kind of find it ironic. So in response, I'm going to read off what I typed up, because it is similar to what I said. This is going to be like a response video to Equestria Daily, and I might even put this up there. But this is basically 6 speculations, basically, of what I feel, of what I feel Season 9, the possible last season of MLP FIM, will be like going into 2019. Now, the first speculation that I came up with was how Grogar, who's being hyped up as being the series finale bad guy or antagonist, the baddest of the bad, if you will. The first speculation was how Grogar will be introduced. I basically said this, and I quote what I typed, and I'm going to read you exactly what I typed here. This is what I said, and I quote, "Well, I believe we will be introduced to him around or at the end of the Season 9 premiere, and find out that he is responsible for Sombra's return." King Sombra, of course, is speculated to return in the Season 9 premiere, and I think we're going to find out that Grogar is responsible. Continuing on, this is what I also said, and I quote, "Also, I speculated before, because I talked about this in a video, we may, throughout the season, find out that he, Grogar, was responsible for the dark magic, nightmare magic, the nightmare magic, the Pony of Shadows, etc., being in Equestria." So basically what I'm saying is, because he's being presented as this big bad antagonist, probably more badder and more powerful than anything that the main 6 or their friends have ever faced, or main 6 or 7 have ever faced, that he's going to be powerful enough to be the kind that creates this dark magic that's been around Equestria for over 1,000 years. Responsible for the nightmare magic that corrupted Luna and turned into Nightmare Moon, and if you want to count the comics as continuity, did the same to Rarity. So I have a feeling, as I said here, we may throughout the season find out that he's responsible for the dark magic. And this is what I said closing out the first speculation. I said, and I quote, "I also feel that with him being hyped up as the baddest of the bad in the series, that the main 6/7, which includes Starlight, will have to gain some kind of power, similar to Season 4, to fight him." And in case you guys don't know, when it came to the Season 4's second half, I mean, this was introduced at the beginning, but when it came towards the second half of Season 4, that's when the whole gaining the rainbow keys to unlock the rainbow power really started to take off. So I think that's what I believe, or I'm speculating, that's what we're going to get here when it comes to the main 6/7 having to find some kind of power to fight off Grogar. Now, the second speculation I have is this, and I quote, "Like the pillars in Season 7, Gusty and her unicorn warriors, who got introduced to us in the storybook read by Twilight to Flurry in the episode Flurry of Emotions last season, like the pillars in Season 7, Gusty and her unicorn warriors will turn out to be real. And that power that I said that the main 6/7 will need to gain to fight Grogar, well, that power will be identical to the power of Gusty and her unicorn warriors. However, the major difference will be that when the main 6/7 use that power, it will temporarily turn them into alicorns to fight Grogar, with Twilight, already an alicorn, growing to Celestia's size in the process. So what I'm saying here is basically, just like the pillars were proven to be real and not just stories, the same will go with Gusty and her unicorn warriors. And that the power that was related or connected to them, well, that power will be identical to the power that the main 6/7 will have to find and get and use to fight Grogar. And when they find this power, as I pointed out, it will temporarily turn them into alicorns to fight him, and turn Twilight, and basically because Twilight's an alicorn already, it will make her grow to Celestia's size in the process. So basically what a lot of people don't want to see happen possibly, it will probably, or as I'm speculating, could possibly happen in Season 9. I think that's what it's leading towards. The third speculation I have, and I've talked about this already, romance will finally be centered on members of the main 6/7 and Spike. And I continue on and I quote, "What I mean by this is that a number of MLP ships may finally happen." And I pointed out, let me see how many I got here. 4 ships. The first ship, Rarity and Spike. Now, should they go down this route and finally make this ship a reality, they could do it in a very subtle way. Meaning that they could use an episode to make it official, but have it done in a way so that when the next episode comes around, it'll be like it never happened, but you'll know, we as viewers will know that it did. So in other words, what I'm saying is that should they decide to put Rarity and Spike together finally, they're going to do it in such a way that we'll know it's happened. We'll know that with the episode it happens in, that it's official, that it's done with. But when it comes to the next episode, it'll be like nothing happened, even though we know it did. That's what I'm thinking is going to be the direction they go in. So I'm trying to look at something here. Okay. Just making sure I have enough time. And again, I apologize for the wind, folks. Alright. The second ship that I think could be addressed would be Starlight and Sunburst. And here's how I pointed this out, and I quote. The second ship, Starlight and Sunburst. Now, should they finally test this ship, and I said test there, it could really be interesting to see how they set it up, so that the friendship grows into something more throughout the season, till finally we get to the episode where the romance between the two finally happens. In other words, Starlight and Sunburst's romance could be one that gets built up as the season progresses, till you finally get to the episode where it becomes reality. The third ship, and this is one that was joked about and teased at the My Little Pony MLP San Diego Comic-Con 2018 panel that just happened last month. But the third ship, that would be, and I quote, the third ship, that would be Spike and Applejack. That is if, and I pointed this out, that is if the writers want to take the little teasing joke from the MLP SDCC San Diego Comic-Con 2018 panel seriously and make it a reality. I mean, if you ask some fans, they will say that there is plenty of evidence on the show to make it happen. And they will point that out. If you don't believe me, go right here on YouTube or in any other social media site, and all you have to do is type in Spike Applejack, and you will get videos of Spike Applejack moments, as well as PMVs that are dedicated to that ship. Heck, you even have a couple of DeviantArt groups dedicated to it, believe it or not. Now, the fourth ship, and this is one that I don't think anybody's ever thought about. The fourth ship, as I pointed out, once again, this one has Spike as part of it. But this is one no one has thought of yet. And are you ready for this? The ship that Spike could be part of, that no one's ever thought of, the female character that Spike could be paired off with, that nobody thought he could be paired off with, is the upcoming new character, Autumn Blaze, the Kareen, the half-pony, half-dragon character. And now let me explain. This is what I said here. Let me explain. Think about it. This character is already gaining a fan base, and she hasn't even officially debuted yet. By the time you watch this, she would have officially debuted, courtesy of Nickelodeon Sweden and TFO-Max on Demand in France. Anyway, continuing on. Think about it. This character is already gaining a fan base, and she hasn't even officially debuted yet. And knowing how this show works, they are probably already planning to bring her back in Season 9. And should they do that, I think an eventual meeting with Spike is very likely to happen. I mean, the way I picture it is Autumn Blaze comes to Ponyville to meet up with Fluttershy and Applejack. Now in the process, they introduce her to the rest of the main 6/7, which of course includes Twilight. Thus, Twilight introduces Spike, who enters the picture. He and Autumn make eye contact, and you go from there. Also, think of it this way. Autumn is a Kareen, pony slash dragon hybrid with antlers. And hey, Spike could get the best of both worlds here. And besides, some of you want him to be over Rarity, right? Right? A lot of you out there want him to stop with the crush on Rarity. Here's your alternative, Autumn Blaze. Alright, that's it for the third speculation. The fourth speculation goes like this. And this is one, I don't know if they would try it, but this is the fourth speculation. Celestia will ascend to a higher plane and join the Alicorns, original guardians of Equestria, that came before to watch over Equestria in spirit, and Twilight will be chosen to be her successor. Or she, Celestia, will step down, choose Twilight to be her successor, and then follow the same path her original mentor, Starswill, has been doing or going on, and that's travel across the world, helping other ponies and creatures along the way. So the way I look at it with Celestia, I think, speculating wise, she's going to end up stepping down as the ruler of all of Equestria. Twilight's going to succeed her and become the new ruler, and it's either because Celestia is going to ascend to a higher plane and join the Alicorns that came before her to watch over Equestria in spirit, or she's going to follow the same path Starswill's doing and travel across the land helping other ponies and creatures. Fifth speculation. The main 6/7 will pass down the elements of harmony to the young slash student 6/5. Yeah, if you look at an upcoming animatronic for the season finale, you kind of get what I'm saying. Or the season 8 finale, you kind of see what I'm saying. And if not, check out Dr. Wolf's video on it. But this is what I was saying, and I quote, "The main 6/7 will pass down the elements of harmony to the young/student 6/5, thus allowing them to move on with their lives, knowing Equestria's future is in good hands/hooves." So what a lot of people would speculate or feel is going to happen, I'm speculating is going to. And I'm not the only one that, like I just said, I'm not the only one that's speculating that, but I think it's a possibility. Alright, now the sixth and final speculation. This is the sixth and final one. As I mentioned at the start, with Grogar being hyped as this big bad, basically the Thanos of MLP FIM, what if, like Thanos, in one last ditch effort to win, he pulls out a trump card by casting a spell that softly reboots/retcons everything, thus leading us into G5, should it happen, on a cliffhanger. That would make you want to watch G5 when it premieres to see what happened or is the end result. And I continue on. And I say this in closing. The sixth speculation. Now I wouldn't put it past the creative team to do this, especially if it gets the MLP community to tune into G5 when it premieres, should it do so. So in other words, what I'm saying is I wouldn't put it past the creative team to probably say, you know what, we're building this guy, we're building Grogar up to be this big bad. Let's make it to where if one last ditch effort on the verge of defeat, he casts this spell that retcons or softly reboots everything around, and thus that's what leads us into G5. And because we want to see what happens or what's the end result, we go and watch G5, and there you go. It's basically somewhat within the same continuity. It's still somewhat a continuation of G4, but it's called G5, and it's an end result of what Grogar did. So, and again, like I said, I wouldn't put it past the writers, the creative team, to do that, just to get the fans that are not too sure about G5 to tune in and watch it. And I say in closing, and this is what I said in closing, anyway, those are just my speculations on what could happen/occur come season 9, should it be the last season of FIM. But what do you think? Do you agree with my speculations? What are yours? Let me and everyone else know. And I'll probably, if I can fit it into the description, I'll fit this in there as well. But basically, those are just my speculations and a bit of response to Equestria Daily, because now they're asking the questions of what we would like to see in season 9, should it be the last season. And because basically, as of this week and the end of next week, in Sweden, France, and other countries, season 8 will be wrapped up. And when it comes to Australia, it'll be wrapped up by September 8th and 9th. So, anyway, let me know what you guys think.